Hey, welcome back to Art Away, and for this one, found this really cool image of Jason, which is kind of neat, and it's got a lot of dynamic lighting, so that kind of motivated me to let's just give this a shot, and also it's a lot of fun, I think, shading this kind of stuff. It just kind of keeps everything very loose. All right, so I can't see the top, so I'll just kind of figure that out on my own, but I won't be drawing too big. So I'm just going to rough out the shape of the face real quick. See the eyes. It's got a slant to it. So I'm just making lines here from the top of the eye. And then just try to check those angles. Usually I'm pretty off with the face, unfortunately. My initial sketch is usually off. Hope I can be better at that, but I always make it too short. See, this is way too short now. All right, and I actually found my eraser today, so we're able to correct some mistakes along the way. Okay, from the middle eye straight down, and you get the corner of the lip, and that's how I can measure that one. So same thing here. If I go straight down, this is where the corner of the lip is. So now I know approximately how big the lip is gonna be. And let's see, for the bottom of the lip, let's see, there's a lot of shadowing going on, and I'm actually drawing in those lines as well, because those are actually very good features. You know, instead of drawing the features, you're actually drawing the shadows and stuff, and that'll give you a lot of reference points. Because we always try to draw, well, at least I always try to draw, you know, what I see. So since the shadows are very strong in this one, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, let's come back up here. Again, I don't want to spend too much time sketching because it's not a lot of fun to see. You know, the fun part for me is always shading, you know, bringing out the shapes. Okay, here's this eye again, refining. So that's one. Shadows here, comes across. Here's the other one. Okay, so drawing in the shadows right here. Let's see, okay, let's close off the face a little bit. Hairline, and then his ear, straight across. So from the corner of the eye, I just draw a straight line across, and I see where that's hitting. It's hitting kind of middle of the curve right here, so that's kind of how you can judge those distances. All right, let's just finish out the neck, and then here's the clothing. Then here is his hair. All right, maybe we won't even go up that far because it's not that fun to shade here. All right, so just taking a quick look. I think it looks okay. It might be a little bit too slanted, but let's just go for it, okay? All right, so for shading, again, I'm using the 4B again. So let's just go ahead and shade in the eyes right here, or the eye sockets for the mask. Since it's all black, nice and easy, we'll just push that. So now we can see how dark things can be here for the drawing. Okay, so now that we established the darks, let's go ahead and shade in, let's see. Well, let's come down here to nose area. kind of tempted to just draw in. Let's just draw in this terminator line. So this is where the lighting is going to be falling off. So let's just draw in that line, and I'll just do a quick shade in this whole area. So this is kind of like the whole reason I want to draw this. It is kind of cool. Okay, so here's the lip, and this part pretty dark. So this is going to go in. I'll shade that part of, the lip part of this whole dark area. And we can soften up this border right here, this edge, later, but let's just go ahead and define that first. Okay, so I now have this edge, and I'm just gonna give this whole thing a shade very loosely. I don't want to keep it too clean, and I think I end up drawing a little too big, or bigger than I was hoping to. So now I gotta do more of the shading. Kind of looks like a comic book style kind of art now, with this kind of even shading. Okay, hairline down here, let's just ignore that for now. Okay, so the interesting part is going to be here, so let's come back here. All right, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and, the lip is really dark right here, so let me work on this part. So his lip is darker than the shadow, or the other parts in the shade. So I'll hit that again. Let's push that a little bit harder. See, corner of the eye, so right around here. This part we know is always dark. Okay, there's a shadow here right on top of on the lower lip. Okay, so this part's dark. Okay, the bottom, I'm just continuing down since I'm just drawing. So this part's darker, right on the bottom right here. This line right here is darker. So I'm fading it out. So this part's a little bit lighter. See, this part's lighter, corner of the lip. It's got a lot of little, it looks like it's cracks and stuff, so I'm just gonna hit that just really loosely. Okay, so down here, let's just go ahead and continue this. This is really dark down here. Okay, let's come back up here. Now that we have this, let's come and work in the nose. So this part's dark. The nostrils right here. Now I finally see it. Okay. Right here is dark as it dips in. And the terminator right here, we can exaggerate that because there's a little bit of contrast right here. Let's make the bottom of the nose darker here. Just gonna hit that with another shade. And let's see, let's keep going up. Nostrils, let's see, there's a little bit of line here. Mask, a little bit of line here. This part's a little bit darker. There's a little bit of shape here. This part's light, and then it gets a little bit darker. Okay, let's keep going up. I know this is a very strange way of drawing, but again, I'm just trying to see different parts of the drawing, and whatever I see, I'll just draw it. It doesn't really matter where you are, especially once you kind of drawn in all these like little guidelines already. There's really not much you can do in terms of changing the outlines and details. So right now it's just shading. If it's off, it's off. It's all right. Okay, terminator, a little bit darker here, a little bit details. This part's darker right here. this part is darker right here on the eye. So this part, yeah, see right here? Now I'm seeing all these little details. This comes across. So this part's a little bit darker, and I'm gonna push in the eye area even darker up here, just to get some variation. Okay, so let's keep going. Terminator. Light's falling off here. So I'm gonna soften it up a little bit. Darker here, darker in the middle. So I'm just coming in and just a little block by block almost, just like that. This part's darker right here. And the light area, we'll fill that in later. I mean, there's obviously details in there as well. Right now I'm just kind of concentrating dark here on the dark areas. Okay, and let's see the crease line. So it kind of fades up. Let's see, in here, I think overall this part needs to be darker, but I'm just gonna maybe keep it a little bit lighter and just make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, it is a drawing, so I don't want to copy it exactly the same. Eye right here. Darker here, darker here. Trying to see things in patches, and then when I see it, I just come in and draw little patches like that. So it's like, if I see something, I'll just come in and do that. Come in and do that. So kind of makes it look like, I don't know, in a way it makes it look, try to imitate, you know, those professional artists and how they draw. It's like they come in and go, and then it's like right on, you know, it looks great. It's like me, I'm kind of having to come back in all the time and trying to fix little things. So let's try to be a little bit more professional. Okay. At least that is the goal. And let's see how it, all right, so this is darker here. Now I'm going into the ear, and I'm not gonna draw the ear because if I do, when I draw over here, my hand's gonna get all dirty. So I'm just gonna leave that for now. Let's come back up here because this is probably more interesting anyways. So now we have to draw in some of the lighter elements. So let's draw this so we can feel the shape of the face over here a little bit more. So now I'm seeing patches up here on the forehead. So this part slightly darker. There's a highlight comes right there. So this part's darker, and then here's off the screen. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep going. I'm gonna try to add a little bit more detail so that this area doesn't look flat. Line here, white, underneath right here. One little patch comes down. I'm still holding my phone. I really need to get, I actually bought one, a little phone holder. I think that'll help a lot. Okay, so let's see. This part slightly darker. This rounds down. Little line here. Might have a little too dark here. So I'm just gonna dab it. All right. And the white edge right here, the only way we're gonna see that is if we draw in some of the background. And we can get that in real quick. So let's round this out here. Darker here, a little bit more. Just a little bit more, you know, just push it a little bit so we can hopefully feel the shape a little bit more. And the greater the I guess the range, you know, the more we can feel the shape. So now I'm seeing this part's actually slightly darker here, and that will help us give this, because this right here comes up, it's like slightly round here, so we shade in. It'll help us give us those shapes, and that's what I'm doing. And coming back up here, looks like the eye area is definitely not as dark as it should be. And now I'm seeing the bigger area, so let's hit that a little bit bigger, harder. Okay, some details here. This part gets a little bit darker as it fades away from the face right here, the sides. All right, let's hit this so we can get the edge of the face, or else we're gonna lose this. So let me look how sharp my pencil is. I'm pushing in so hard on one edge, just totally flat. So now I'm turning my edge. Okay, so that's gonna be a line here, and I'm just gonna give this out here. Let's just shade that, let's keep going. Again, we're trying to be professional, so let's try to make it look professional. Okay. And this really helps when you shade on the edges like that, and especially when you leave a little marks like this. I mean, you see artists do that all the time, you know. This is kind of cool. So I'm going to accentuate that edge a little bit, make this even darker so that we can really bring out the white, you know, the white area on the edge of the face right here. The hair's up here, let's just ignore that. And then for the clothing, you know, we could, yeah, let's do a little bit. The only reason I'm tentative of drawing this is because even if I do it, you know, it's like if you look at it, you'll be like, what in the world is that? Right? It just looks weird. So, you know what I mean? It kind of looks like a collar, but so I guess that's one thing. If it looks a little bit strange, you know, in the reference, and if you do draw, just keep in mind that it's, you know, your drawing might look a little strange. Okay, so yeah, it's like what in the world is that? I don't know. So unless you draw in maybe this edge right here, then now you can kind of see it as a collar, hopefully. All right, the neck, let's come back up here and finish up part of the ear a little bit. Now that I've drawn more detail on that side. So let's see, this part's darker here, and I'm seeing more details. Even darker up here. I'm kind of squinting my eyes, and I'm sure you guys already do that already. When you squint so you can see just the major areas. Okay, the ear comes across right here. Let's get in some more guidelines. Okay, this part, and then in here, it's dark. Dark here, this is white right here. This part's dark. Come in. This part's always a little bit darker here because this thing comes out, right? So if I just shade this part dark, then it'll bring out that shape. So as we go up, this part's dark here. So if I shade this black, all of a sudden this pops up. So just remember, you know, anything that's dark will appear to recede. So if I make this dark, this looks like it's going back, and this looks like it's coming forward now. So just remember that, just visually, anything that is dark will tend to feel like it's behind something that's lighter. So that's how we are able to bring out these forms. And those are like things that you can do to your drawing just to, you know, make it more interesting. And that's why we exaggerate certain things. it's not always, you know, what we see, but what we want the viewer to see, and we can help create that. That's the cool part about art. Okay, so now I know this is darker, and I'm kind of doing way too many strokes right here, and it's not going anywhere because this area is so dark. Okay, so in the ear, all right, let's draw some of the hair on the back. It's got this fuzzy hair, and I'll help bring out the ear as well, so which will be nice. I think my drawing slanted. Okay, my drawing tends to slant upwards. Yeah, so like the ear, this is way too high. And part of the reason is because I'm not over my my drawing. Normally, you know, if you're drawing, you would actually put your head over it. But since I can't do that, so I'm kind of seeing it at a 45-degree angle. And that's kind of what I notice. I always tend to slant up this way. I think it's because I'm seeing from a different angle. All right, so please excuse that. So this whole thing needs to come down a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Well, maybe on the next drawing, I'll keep that in mind. Hopefully I can correct that. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, right? And I mean, there's a lot of little details like the bloods and little cuts. I guess we can try to, yeah, let's put that in. That might be kind of fun. I'll definitely give it a lot more character. So little creases here on the mask. I almost forgot this line here. Lots of little lines here. So I'm just turning my pencil, and you know, so that I can get a nice sharp edge, and I'm just hitting those lines. And little details like that kind of helps sometimes, you know. I mean, it's not even hard, these little details. But it definitely makes it look like it's more complicated than it really is. So these are all the little things you can do if you want to put in more, you know, detail to this, and just kind of keep pushing it. It's up to you. Yeah, so I think that definitely helps. It's got a strange shape right here. So this area is almost flat. Let's continue this part right here because you kind of want this line coming down. So now I'm just exaggerating this line here with a shadow where the light ends. So right here is pretty important. Right here, if you make it nice and sharp, you know, it really draws in your attention. So just remember that anything that is sharp will garner your more attention than something that's fuzzy. So if I sharpen up this area, it has some small details and stuff, it's gonna draw your eye to it, which is kind of nice in that area. The pencil's getting too short. Let's make it a little bit longer. It's easier when it's long. All right, so right now I'm just kind of grinding. I don't know if you guys want to see this. All right, so I might push a little bit more. You know, it's kind of fun. But overall, hope this has been helpful. It is cool. I really like the way how the lighting on this works, and it's kind of nice to have this kind of contrast, right? Half in the shade and half in the light. So when you guys, pick references to draw, this is the kind of stuff I think will be a lot helpful to you if you do sketch from. It's because there's a lot of stuff going on, and you'll learn a lot more about shadows and stuff. Try not to find one where it's kind of straight on or all touched up or whatever. Stay away from those references. They're the worst to work from, especially for the human figure. Oh my God. It's like everything is fake. When you start drawing it, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, this makes no sense at all. Everything is all smoothed out. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like this. I might keep going off camera, but that'll just be purely for fun. I think kind of cover what I want to cover, and yeah, it was a fun little sketch, So I haven't seen the movie, I probably won't. I'm not into this kind of slasher movies. All right, so thanks for watching, and hope this is helpful to you guys, and I will see you next time.